Yeah, that's a good question. So now we can talk about actions. What I mean when I say you're not the doer, you don't do any actions, exactly that. You don't do them. They're just happening. Everything happens in life. And as soon as you understand this very simple fact, then it will help you actually get to the much bigger understanding. It's really hard to understand at first for many people, because we are raised this way. We're pressured to make our own decisions. We're always raised in this way, like you are responsible for this decision. You have to do this or you have to do that. And you're raised with this, you grow up with this feeling of, I've done this and this is what came of this. And I've done that and this is what happened. And you clearly observe and analyze the results. But what I bet you never actually thought about is all those actions that you've taken, they were already based on some prior action. There's always like a chain reaction of all the actions, and you can trace them way, way, way back before you were even born. The original actions were from your parents. They found each other, they decided to make a baby, they had sex, a baby was born, and here you come. And like you can start tracing all these things that happened that made you and made you think certain things, made you be in certain situations that made you feel certain ways. And based on those situations, you did certain actions that led to other actions and led to other actions. And eventually you're sitting here and you're thinking, well, I can choose to do this now. And I'll prove you wrong. Like, I have a free will. I am the one who's doing the actions, and you can prove me wrong. But isn't it going to be based on what I just said prior to this? If I didn't say this, you wouldn't say, oh, you know what, I'll prove you wrong because I have a free will and I'll do it. And if you don't, it also has a reason, because you might agree with me. So it is a deeply philosophical question, and if you really understand it, if you just really understand that you never done anything, it opens a whole new possibility for you, the whole new world for you, because when you recognize the fact that you are not a doer, you never done anything in this life and everything just happened to you, suddenly you start perceiving the world in a different way. And it opens the possibility to see who's actually been doing these things. And if you, as a person, can do anything, or as something else, not as a person. Let me open you a secret and try to look at it from a higher perspective a little bit. This is deeply philosophical teaching, but still, if you are everything, if you are life in general, and you're not this separate person, if you're more than this, just have an idea. What if you're more than this? What if you're more than just the body and the mind? What if you're everything? The whole totality is you. Then who is this person that makes a decision? I'd love to put a drawing right here. So I want you to understand that this whole thing, you see this circle? This big circle, what if it's you? But you think you're this little guy in the middle here. Okay? So when you think you're actually making a decision, like this guy has a thought, you see, this bubble. Oh, I'm gonna do something. Who's actually doing this? This small little guy here, or this whole thing, this mind, this totality, the whole thing. Do you understand? It is a little bit hard to get, but you will understand if you start thinking about it. If you are a totality, then totality is the one who's making decisions, not this little guy. This guy is just only takes that upon himself. It's always our ego that says, oh, I've done this and I've done that, and I've made that decision. But did you really? Or is it just a post-processing of the fact that, oh yes, I've made that decision? You're thinking it afterwards. But decision was already made. You already been born, you already have certain purpose here. You already had certain family, certain actions, and everything was kind of predestined. The whole path was laid out for you already. It's a funny story with this whole free will business. And that's exactly what I'm saying, that you're not a doer. The sooner you will understand this concept, the better it's going to be for you. The faster you're going to grow. You'll get to the next level of perception. You will understand, and you will actually be able to do more from a different perspective, from a different point of view. Okay? It unleashes a certain thing, because it will also help you to detach from this idea that you are the body and the mind, and I'm like this small tiny speck. It is a process of growth. So for those of you who do understand it already, good for you. You're on the right track. And for those of you who don't, just try to just analyze it. And just look at your life, understand who's actually been doing all those things, or were they actually structured this certain way, and you just took it upon yourself to decide, oh, I've done them. Yeah, I hope you guys understand. It's a really complex question. The simple answer is this: nobody's doing anything. It is an illusion. It is a mental mistake that we do as human beings. We think, I do something. We think in terms of three steps. There is an I, there is doing, and there's something. But actually, if you start going deeper and start analyzing all those things, who is this I, and what is the process of doing? Is it separate from actually a thing? First combine those two, a thing and happening, and understand that I is outside of this whole process. Then everything starts becoming evident, and things just happen on its own. There's only blooming, there's only light, there's vision, and something just happens. But nobody is actually doing it. It's just happening. And that's a whole different topic, and it's a really complex one also. And there is a way to actually logically understand these things, but it takes quite some time and beyond the scope of this video. This is exactly what I do privately with people when I try to explain them these deep things. And it takes a lot of mental work. It takes a lot of courage to let go of certain things in your head, because this is something that will change your perspective on life completely. But you should definitely investigate this topic.